I'd like to address the students. First, this was not about a monetary prize. The life lessons that you have learned in going through this process are infinitely greater than any monetary price you could possibly put on it right now. The ability to get up in front of an audience of both your peers and as well as your predecessors or your bosses, potential bosses, is huge. And what you did in terms of professional presentations, not only of the most complicated technology, but also the business value of your presentations, that was extraordinary. That's real life. It's not about how big the chip is or how fast any of your projects work out. It's about the ability to convey a story, an experience, and the innovation associated with it. And you did an extraordinary job with that, and for that, I congratulate you. Second, what you did today opened up a lot of eyes, because politically we're being led to believe that Cuba is this great panacea, that everything is substantial there, that we should all get on a plane and go there. And what you have done in terms of enlightening us about the realities of the infrastructure, of the perils of some of the basic things such as water, transportation, and communications, is substantial and of critical importance to any decision being made right now, both from an economic, political, or financial perspective. Okay? That was huge. So the journey doesn't end here. We've talked about between the directors, and here's what we want to do. We want to put these presentations now into a national forum. The national interest in Cuba and Cuba's infrastructure right now is fundamental. What we'd like to do is put you right in front of a national audience on webcasts so that you can tell this story. Because this level of intellectual capital is massive, it's needed, it's relevant, and it's very, very unique. So we're going to start coordinating monthly telecasts, broadcasts, that we'll reserve and we'll put up on the websites, but give you the opportunity to tell this story as a third-party observer who has done massive amounts of analysis on the realities of what's going on. This should do a couple of things for you. One, continues to give you presentation capabilities and analysis and stuff. Second, probably in that audience will be your next boss. Okay? So the opportunity for you to present to an international audience, field Q's and A's, and embellish the ideas, the likelihood of you being picked up by one of these very interested organizations that wants to either do business in Cuba or realize that the timing might not be right. The reason not to do business is equivalently as important financially as the reason to do business. Okay? Most companies that we talk to right now, including AT&T, FPL, Ryder, they have tremendous hesitancy with going into Cuba and spending in infrastructure. Realize that this is a government that already nationalized their infrastructure one time. Right. Okay? So the likelihood of going in there and shelling out massive amounts of dollars, no. So what's likely to happen for the immediate future is, yeah, there are going to be cruise ships that land and planes that land, people get off and people get on, and that's okay. But there's not enough infrastructure to negotiate. The reason is, when you're dealing with Cuba, you're not dealing with enterprise. You're not dealing with the business to business. You're dealing with a corrupt government. And that's the reality of the story here. But when you complement it by the analysis that you have done as to the state of that infrastructure right now, I mean, the notion that the water has lead in it, are you kidding me? That's what destroyed the Roman Empire. Okay? So that story needs to be cemented, and we got to depoliticize it, and we got to go with the engineering truthfulness that you have with the hole in your sock, and tell that story from a credibility point of view, the only way that you, our future leaders, can do. Now, let me tell you one final comment and why we do all of this thing. We are very, very indebted to our forefathers that came to this country in the view of creating a greater experience for their families and a greater experience to be able to exert their professionalism. Okay? This event links our heritage to our future. This links everything that we knew about Cuba for the last 500 years of engineering to what the future of Cuba is going to be about in your hands. So we are cherished to have your talent, to have your determination, to have your professionalism, to have the courtesy and the enthusiasm that you provide us. And we're very, very excited about the future of you. Our DNA has transcended another generation. God bless you, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pete. At this time, we'd like to conclude the event by thanking our gracious sponsors, Booyah Gastrobar, Click Online, and C-AACE. And thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful Saturday. And I think we just need to be out of here by 2 o'clock. But you can hang out and mingle. But thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.